Understanding borrow. Essential IELTS vocabulary. Have you ever needed something but didn't have it? Maybe you asked a friend if you could use their pen or their bike for a while. That's what we call borrowing, and it's an important word to understand for your IELTS test. Today, we're going to learn all about the word borrow. Word type. Borrow is a verb. This means it's an action word that describes what someone does. Meaning, to borrow means to take and use something that belongs to someone else for a short time. The key here is that you plan to return it later. When you borrow something, you're supposed to give it back after you've finished using it. Word history. The word borrow comes from Old English. It's been part of the English language for a very long time, showing how important this concept is in our daily lives. Antonyms. Some words that mean the opposite of borrow are lend and give. When you lend something, you're allowing someone else to borrow it from you. And when you give something, you're not expecting to get it back. Synonyms. Words that mean almost the same as borrow include loan, as in to take a loan, and temporarily use. Examples used in sentences. Now, let's look at how we can use borrow in sentences. Here are 3 examples. Can I borrow your pen for a moment? I need to write down this phone number. My sister often borrows my clothes without asking, which can be annoying. The library allows you to borrow books for 2 weeks before you need to return them. Common errors in use. People sometimes make mistakes when using the word borrow. A common error is confusing borrow and lend. Remember, you borrow from someone and you lend to someone. For example, you would say I borrowed a book from my friend, not I borrowed a book to my friend. Another mistake is forgetting that borrowing usually implies returning the item. If you're not planning to give something back, you're not borrowing it, you're taking or receiving it. To wrap up, borrow is a useful word that describes the act of temporarily using something that belongs to someone else. Remember to use it correctly in your IELTS speaking and writing tasks. Practice using borrow in your everyday conversations and you'll become more comfortable with it in no time. Good luck with your IELTS preparation!